An aerial view of the many buildings making up the skyline of beautiful Houston, Texas. Our broadcast setting tonight. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Taking a look at Houston. They're still struggling, trying to string something together, getting a lot of wins. The competition, though, so tough.
And seeing where the Rockets are, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
We all know, talking the talk is easy, but carrying through, that's another story. The naysayers' predictions were basically on point.
A look at the Magic starting group. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Anthony, and it's Bacon in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Rockets, we've got Wall. E.J. Tucker is out there with Wood. Then it's Harden, and it's House in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Fournier. And it's James Harden with the rebound.
And last season, we saw teams double and trap James Harden more than any other player in the league. As soon as he crossed half court, they did not want the ball in his hands.
Here's Wood. It's over Vucevic. Wood can't hit. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Steve Clifford gave me a few minutes before the game. And as you might imagine, he was concerned about the challenge of facing James Harden. He told me their goal is to make Harden work hard on every possession, but at both ends of the floor. We can plan on seeing plenty of double teams, and they're going to attack him head on when they get the chance. A player who gets as many minutes as Harden does every night, and who has seen every defense imaginable, I'm sure he's ready for it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. So the Orlando Magic able to put the first points up on the board. Harden goes to the reverse layup and pops it in.
And all the trapping had to frustrate Harden. But whatever may come, he's going to make the right play.
Yeah, and he can, Jim, because he's not just a good passer. He's a great passer. Averaged over double digits assists the year they played him at point guard. He makes you pay for sending help.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Harden draws the double. Outside, Wall. Kicks to House. Just 5 to shoot. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. The Magic have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. It's Anthony with the drive, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
No, but his teammates love that kind of energy, fellas. I mean, dunks like this demonstrate leadership.
Here is Wall. After the Magic pick up 2. Again, the Rockets score.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season. So a new group on the floor for Orlando.
Looking here at some numbers for Carter Williams. Some last season stats for him. Averaged 7 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or 2 every game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need, especially in tight games. 1 or 2 plays can make all the difference.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
John Wall. 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
And that one falls for Wall.
As the #1 pick in the draft, Wall has always had a lot of pressure on him, and he does everything he can to live up to those expectations.
And so John Wall nails both of them. We've got 1:13 left to play in the first quarter. Carter Williams kicks to Clark. Back to Carter Williams. from about 19 feet, and the shot goes in.
When you're open, Carter Williams will find you. He knows his role well.
Brown the pass to Tate. 50 seconds left to play here in the first. Pass to Gordon. All against Carter Williams. Here's Cousins. Oh, the power on that threw down.
When Cousins gets loose near the cup, he feels comfortable showing off a little with this insane athleticism.
Here's Carter Williams. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, pass to Birch. He dishes it to Ross. Clock at 6. From about 16, it's rebounded by Houston. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And in terms of intensity, they kind of took the night off. It looked like they were just going through the motions.
Only surprise is that the margin wasn't greater. I mean, somehow they managed to hang around despite the lack of effort.
And so it's the Houston Rockets with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And we'll be back with you shortly. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. So on the floor for Houston, they've got DeMarcus Cousins, Gordon out there with Brown, and it's Tate in at the power forward position. It's blocked, and they're able to recover. And Clark has got the ball here for the Magic. 6-point game. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
And when the bench steps up, it takes pressure off the starters. And they stepped up big in that game.
And Cousins kicks to Nwaba. And the 3 off target. The Magic trail by 4.
And Terrence Ross, the wing from Washington, signed a 4-year deal with the Magic in 2019. The team loves what he brings as a 3-and-D type of player.
Now here's Gordon. 20 points for him last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
And Greg, with Ross, he's finally found his role. He's also a great finisher at the rim.
You know, he seemed lost early in his career with Toronto, but he has found a home with Orlando and is playing his best basketball, knows what's expected of him, and how he can help contribute to wins.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Wood, he's checked in for Cousins. Daniel House comes in for David Nwaba, and it's Harden in for Sterling Brown. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Out to Anthony. Wide open look. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
The 9-foot shot. And it's Gordon missing.
For a player who's almost a sure thing to score in tight, that was a stunner.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Harden. Then jammed down, and he goes right on top of Aaron Gordon.
I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
The Magic trail by 7. Anthony, the pass to Fournier. Now, Vucevic. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
He'll take advantage of that kind of soft defense every time. Just give him a chance to attack the basket, and he will.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And although the passes aren't flashy by any means, Nikola Vucevic, a very effective playmaker at the pivot.
And Vucevic is very calm when pressed. Reads the defense well and makes the simple but impactful pass. Great in dribble handoffs. It's a big reason he averages almost 4 assists a game.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. Ball comes in for Eric Gordon. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile 1 block.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
The Magic have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Anthony looking it over. Here's Fournier. Goes up again. And the rejection by Harden.
You know, in a 7-footer that can play the entire court, Vucevic is a tough cover because of that versatility.
The Magic shooting their first free throws of the evening. And both free throws good for Vucevic. 1:32 left to play here in the half. Fournier against Harden. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
And when the D thinks Harden is going to shoot off the screen and roll, he threads the needle with the perfect pass. What a play.
There's 1:17 left in the first half of the game. And the pass to Vucevic. James Harden with the rebound.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, it feels like they're just one step ahead right now, looking to build out their advantage even further.
Now here's Anthony. Passes to Fournier. Left side, Gordon. 4 on the shot clock. 3-pointer. Bacon's shot is off. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Wall looking for an opening. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And now a 9-point Houston lead.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Vucevic. And a missed layup.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Rockets lead by 9. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate on to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. Houston holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They lead by 9 points. And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
You have to love how they're using their heads tonight. Good ball movement, smart shots. Look, this has been a disciplined performance. The coaching staff has thrilled.
And over to Kenny. How about what you saw from the Magic?
Too much of their offense was perimeter-based. To be successful in this league, you have to score in the paint. Now, that doesn't mean you have to run your offense through the low post, but you've got to send guys to the baskets on pick and roll, dribble drives, whatever, to create high percentage opportunities you can win.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Go over there.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
He's so good at reading opportunities and seizing up on whatever the defense gives up.
Tipping off the second half. Here's Steve Clifford's 5. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Anthony, and it's Bacon in at the small forward position. And so here's Orlando. The Rockets making the shot. Anthony dishes to Fournier. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Bacon. The shot. And too long on the shot.
Their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually, he drops those in between jumpers.
In last season, P.J. Tucker signing a 6-figure sneaker deal with Nike, maybe helping to offset how much he spent on shoes over the years.
Yeah, G.A., the most renowned sneakerhead in this league. He owns thousands of pairs, and you don't even see him change sets in the middle of a game.
Here's Bacon, following the basket by John Wall. Here's Vucevic, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Vucevic has got 8 points.
Can't afford to let Vucevic get comfortable. He's content to take these shots whenever the D gives him up.
Timeout call for Rockets. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Christian Wood. David Nwaba comes in for P.J. Tucker. Sterling Brown, he's checked in for Danuel House. And it's Gordon in for James Harden.
Clearly a foul.
First free throw is good. Clark, he's checked in for Orlando. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Anthony, the pass to Gordon. Fournier against Gordon. And Fournier kicks to Vucevic. And here's Gordon from outside.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
The pass to Nwaba. Clark against Wall. So the wing on the left. Here's Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
Love that pass. Wall is a classic point guard who makes everyone around him better. When he's missed time, his teams have always suffered.
Wall against Anthony. To the inside. Vucevic. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
What a performer this guy is. He relishes the chance to hammer it down.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
Checked in for Brown. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. The Rockets 4th.
And this team, in terms of scoring off of turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively, and boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
Now here's Carter Williams. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. He feeds it to Vucevic, and good that time.
Like seeing Carter Williams thread the needle perfectly, setting up his teammates in the pick and roll.
Pass to Nwaba. 52 seconds left here in the third quarter. Tucker finds Wall. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, that's why he's hot. He's playing with a lot of confidence. That's why they're going to him with such consistency.
That's good from Wall. Now here's Carter Williams. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Pass to Okeke. Six on the shot clock. Here's Vucevic. Birch. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And Nwaba has it in the corner. Wall against Carter Williams. Wall, good. Wall's got 9 points now in just the second half.
There's no let up in John Wall's attack. He makes his mind up that he's scoring, and he just does.
Carter Williams with the bounce pass. And that one released in time, but no good. John Wall getting it done for the Houston Rockets. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Yeah, no need for hero ball there. I mean, you just need to make the right basketball play. Outstanding dish down.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Wood out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Harden, and it's Wall, and it's House in at the 3. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Houston leading by 14. Here's Harden. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got his 3rd assist on the night. And so it's Carter Williams. He'll bring up the ball for the Magic. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. There's Bacon. Banked in off the glass.
You get it inside like this, you're going to get a high percentage shot almost every time.
Rockets shooting the lights out in this one, 77%. Harden outside. Pass to Wood. And finished off by Wood.
Well, when you draw this much attention from the deep, you know someone's bound to be left open. And hard finds it.
The Magic trail by 16. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And see, well, the strength and conditioning of James Harden, something I'm not certain everybody has an appreciation for.
Yeah, and to your point, back in high school, despite Artesia to back-to-back state championships. Harden dealt with asthma and was frankly out of shape. Over the years, dedication to diet and training, that enabled him to reach new heights.
Gordon, the pass to Birch. Orlando moving the ball around. Anthony dishes to Fournier. Count that one.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Timeout called the Rockets. Well, it was a career year for Evan Fournier. Just at the right time, opted out of his player option over the summer, and he was a free agent.
And Fournier proved that he can put up numbers. Aggressive looking to create with the ball in his hands. This team got a great weapon signing Fournier.
And Orlando making a change here. Vucevic has checked in. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the break I was able to catch the message Houston's coach gave to his team. He's obviously pretty happy. He said, I know they're not going to take us lightly next time. He knew what the deal was with that underdog role coming into the game.
Houston leading by 16. He kicks to House. Back to Harden. From 11 feet away. A nice shot by Tucker.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And it's not about running up the score. It's about closing the door on any kind of comeback.
Vucevic, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And for a big man, Vucevic is pretty efficient at the line. Really has a complete game.
And the league taking steps to discourage teams, Greg, from tossing away seasons in search of high draft picks. Has enough been done, you think, in that regard?
We'll see. I tell you, the idea of a play-in
That's a tough one, isn't it?
For the last few playoff spots, I think that's a good idea, actually. It might keep more teams in the hunt down the stretch. And I think the onus also, if the fans put enough pressure on their teams to try to develop what they have and not always put it on the future, I think that's going to help. But I think you're going to always have a little bit of that moving forward. And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Houston.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Wall.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
It isn't the D that causes that miss. That's just a loss of concentration at times.
Throws it up high. It's stolen by Vucevic. Outside Anthony. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Harden. Here's Wall. And Wall with the slam.
And it's just competing. You know, giving your best when it matters most.
And this is what guys play for. And when it pans out like this, it's a great fit.
Knocked away. It's stolen by Wall. And the slam dunk by Wall.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And you know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
Here's Bacon. Kicks it to Fournier. Shot clock at 6. And the rejection by Harden. There's Bacon. Another miss by Orlando. So we see Houston taking the W here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, John. Congrats on the win. What was the key to getting it done tonight?
Well, man, we do a good job of helping. We know it's not one-on-one matchups. We do a good job helping, and that's our job is to come out here and play. And the way we play here, man, is we got to find a way to play on the road.
Yeah, your game has to be able to travel, and we'll see what you guys can do with that. Thanks, John. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.